Ultima is dreaming of drag. This is the Kings of Rise.
It's Ultima.
This is
Not
FGT
dreaming of
cast.
drag.
He's not. He's kind of not, but he kind of is.
Dreaming of
But that's
drag.
not the news.
That's not the news.
I mean,
It's not the news. Shut up.
you
I
probably
mean,
could
no.
tell. You could probably tell by the background picture that it's not the news. But we can make it news if you want.
No, it's not
Um,
news.
but it's not news, so everyone knows you dream of drag.
Shush. No, that's not. No, shut up.
after after a after a turbulent dream in the morning, this is making my night. Um, but he's dreaming of drag. But that
All
is not the.
right.
But that is not.
That's
but
not.
that is not the news. That's gonna be MGT Cast 46, Ultimate Dreams of Drag. It's gonna be like
No, no,
RuPaul's Drag Race.
no.
Wow, what a start! But that's not the news. The news is that the brand new Legend of Zelda game is going to be simultaneously released on the Nintendo NX in March of 2017.
Yup.
Exact date I don't really remember, but um, kind of. Well, I'm not going to say that's an odd choice, but at the same time, it's got a few people scratching their heads, right? Um,
Yeah.
because how much do we really know about the Nintendo NX?
We don't know anything, and Nintendo stated, even though they said last year E3 would be about the NX,
It
they
wasn't.
have now stated that NX will not be a part of E3 at all.
Oh, so it'll be part of like
So,
they'll talk about your dream of drag, right? No, I'm just joking.
yeah, E3 will be about Zelda, and then probably whatever they have left for the Wii U.
So this is scaring a lot of people
Yeah.
because they don't know what to think. Like because they're being so tight-lipped about the whole thing. Um which is like crazy because like, somehow industry secrets get out and that's how people get in trouble, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I guess right as of right now it's not worth losing your job over. So I guess it
Yeah.
so I guess it must be like it must be the shit. Well, I use that term loosely, but something strange. I mean, some people is asking me questions. They're like, "Hey, like, how old is?" Like, I was like, "How like has it?" I was like, "Has it been like 6, 7 years?" I was like, "Not if you
5
not if you
or
take the Wii U in consideration, but if you look at it like this, if you look at the Wii U as basically an upgraded Wii,
yeah.
then it's 10 years. 10 years in October.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's still got a lot of people scratching their heads as to why like they would go ahead with this so early, like they really need to get ahead of the game or something.
Mm-hmm.
you know um I like to think that that they know that fucked up Microsoft for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And but I mean, I don't know, it just seems like um I don't know. Would you say that would you say that the Wii itself as a whole, like we're including the Wii U on this one, has a safe track record?
If you include the Wii and the Wii U as like just sort of like a almost like a DS 3DS situation,
Yeah.
um,
Like despite like what people think about it, wouldn't you normally think
yeah,
like it's
yeah,
actually it's actually been hitting a safe zone?
it. I mean, the Wii did well, and it didn't have great games. The Wii U didn't sell well, but for the most part,
Had
its
stellar
first
games.
party games have been
Have been had some stellar
pretty
ass games.
universally praised. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like, I mean, yeah, I mean,
But if you think about it, it's a brand new console, so I mean, it's then again, like I said, it's got people, worried.
yeah. So I mean,
Like a Nintendo, like
there's
a
just
Pokemon live
yeah,
action movie. It's got everyone worried.
yeah. There's just like there's so much to like break down about this. It's just like, okay, well, let's be honest, most people know Nintendo really dropped the ball with the Wii U, whether it was just poor advertising, a poor name choice, or whether they just couldn't wow the customers to upgrade, to the next console.
Probably because they thought the gamepad was silly.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought when I looked at it. It was like, they're technically, as a family console, because it's more of a family console than the other two.
Yeah.
And PlayStation has far removed
Especially
itself
more
from
than
being a
yeah.
family console, like as
Yeah.
far as like local multiplayer goes.
Yeah.
And I mean, Xbox has done the same, but
But they still want the Kinect to sort of be a thing and like a party system.
yeah,
Plus with like their oh, it's a media hub integration, that they're going for.
yeah,
Like
entertainment center.
they want to be able to capture like some a casual audience that
Yeah,
maybe only wants to play a couple games but would buy a system because hey, it does more than just play games.
okay. I mean, but if you think about it, PlayStation claims that it does everything.
But yeah, well, let's be honest, PlayStation is just I mean, and I mean that's partially why they're doing so well. Is that they're just catering specifically to the gamer crowd, and that's it.
Yeah. So before we just talk about a little bit more random banter, let's just get let's go on with the news of drag. No, sorry. Um, so what what inform honestly, because I didn't hear about this until about like couple like what did you text me, like 7 o'clock? No,
Yeah,
it was, no, actually it was like 5.
yeah.
Um, until about like 6 o'clock. I didn't really actually know about this. So I mean, what has been said, and like what has been revealed thus far?
This is like the crazy thing. So Nintendo's official Twitter
Uh huh.
made this announcement that Zelda Wii U was now one also Zelda NX,
Okay.
and it was getting pushed back to March, and that's when the NX is going to debut. And so basically, a lot of people are saying this is Twilight Princess all over again, saying Twilight Princess was done, but they wanted to release it on the Wii at the same time.
Which turned into me not
Yeah.
liking that version of Twilight
Yeah.
Princess, even though that's my favorite Zelda game in the franchise,
Yeah. So,
which I own, by the way, which is probably a
um,
mistake.
but anyway, so this is all announced on Twitter, which I think was I think it was kind of weird, right? It wasn't at a game show. They didn't have like a big news comp, like it was just on their Twitter.
They wanted people who were gonna go looking to find it.
Yeah, like it didn't seem like it was like a huge announcements. Also, as I said, despite promises that that's what their E3 show would be about, this year the NX is not going to be at E3 and it'll be unveiled later this year, whether that's through a NX Direct or whether they'll hold a news conference, like not news conference, but like a little hype show like Sony and Microsoft did
Yeah.
for
Hmm.
Xbox and PlayStation.
So now here's the question though. Like
My
leaving
Xbox just turned itself on.
damn. So now leaving the NX aside for a second, how much do we know about Zelda at this point though?
We know next to nothing, and that's apparently why they said Zelda. Well, one, the Wii U version of the game will be playable at E3,
Okay.
um, and that the focus of their, I guess the heavy hitter of their E3 show is all about the new Zelda game.
Okay. So
So it
remind
does
me
kind of
again.
sound like the game was going to be ready, but then they realized this console's not going to be ready, so let's just push it back.
So remind me again, because I'm not thinking hard enough.
Keep in
When
mind
is
this game's supposed to come out in 2015 also.
when damn. When is E3 again? Remind me.
It's I think it's the second week of June, I believe.
Okay, so we're cutting it close then.
Yeah.
Um
So my guess is they just didn't have enough ready.
which is
Or
like
that's my assumption is the NX just isn't ready for show.
which
Just
is like a college student failing to prepare his final.
yeah.
But come on, Nintendo, this is not college.
It's like
We're past
yeah,
this point.
it's like you go to class and it's your day to present, but you try to go on last and hope that class runs out of time.
What's funny? I don't think I've ever gone to class like thinking that, damn, I hope time runs out. Because like at my best, even if I didn't do homework, I at least did the projects.
Yeah.
But you know,
Um.
but we're doing this backwards now, Nintendo.
Let's see.
Your project was supposed to be
So
ready a year ago,
we'll be ready. Yeah.
or at least telling us about it. You're write your journal, Nintendo. You turn in your journals.
Oh wow. Okay. The Wii U version of the game will be playable for the first time on the E3 show floor, and it will be the only playable game Nintendo presents at the show.
Okay,
So
so
Nintendo's booth or whatever, or like their area,
uh-huh.
the only thing you'll be able to play there is the new Legend of Zelda. So it's probably just going to be a Zelda booth.
Okay, so but as far as like I guess we'll just go broad spectrum here for a second. As far as besides Zelda, what else does Nintendo have in store besides because obviously they're not going to talk about the NX. They can't
Yeah.
the show floor their whole presentation just can't be Zelda.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't feel like they're trying hard enough. I mean, they're trying hard, but that may not look like
that's
that to the
ironic
public.
that, that's and we can get into that. But let's take a look. Okay. So here is what is scheduled for 2016.
As of right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to. All right. Oh, this is kind of trash.
Damn.
That's not bad. No, it's not. Okay. So it's not okay. So the rebranded Fire Emblem X Shin Megami Tensei game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, hashtag FE.
Which people are having an issue with right now. At least all the hardcore people in the circles that I run in.
It's getting censored, right?
Yeah, there's some heavy Japanese censoring going on there, and people are very unhappy about that. But that's for another time.
Yeah, it's like okay. Mario Super Sluggers. Yay! Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, which is a platformer, I guess.
Impress me.
I had not heard about this one. Pokemon Snap. The Wii U.
Well,
I would say a heavy hitter, but a lot of people have been saying Pokemon Snap and the Wii U. It's like a perfect,
because have you if you've ever used the actual Wii gamepad as like Wii U gamepad as like a actual like game like facilitator, like if you play fucking what's it called
yeah,
what's that game the one that's like it's got the bunch of mini games on it.
Gosh, Nintendo Land.
Yes, because my niece was trying to play that earlier, but
yeah,
I mean, if you played that Zelda game, speaking of Zelda, if you played that Zelda game on there, if you were the archer, then you had to fucking like spin around like you were on a swivel. But yeah, I think that would be perfect, but we'll see.
And then now again, these are just Nintendo first party titles. I'll see if there's any other big like not published by Nintendo, and then the other one is Paper Mario Color Splash. So
lovely.
That's a pretty popular series, Paper Mario.
Except for Sticker Star.
Yeah, except for Sticker Star because it was stupid. I'm sorry, I tried to play it and I was like, this is.
I mean, so did my brother, but
it's like it's not good. Anything else after that? I think it's just Konami Crazy Racers, which that could be a multi-platform title. Looks like they're getting a couple. Harvest Moon, Seeds of Memory. So that one's a little more for That one's a little bit more of a hardcore gamer thing. That's not necessarily a mainstream series, but still,
Yeah, but who doesn't love
there's
farming and taking care
yeah,
of livestock?
there's a I mean, heck, what's it called? It's done really well. That game on Steam. What's it called? Shoot, Stardew Valley.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's done
Actually,
really
yes,
well.
it
I mean,
has surprisingly done very well. I mean, I keep hearing good things about it. I hear new things on it about it on Twitter every day.
yeah. So I mean, basically yeah. I mean, just Nintendo titles. I mean, I know Harvest Moon's not only Nintendo, but for the most part, they've pretty much only been doing Nintendo titles lately, right?
Pretty much.
3DS, Wii U. So they might have like I don't know if they have exclusivity deal there right now, but um, yeah. So I mean, those are so. I'd say Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE for RPG fans will probably be a big one. Paper Mario Sticker Star is probably the other one. Harvest Moon, Pokemon Snap, I imagine might also be a big one. If you think about 3DS, if you include Nintendo's entire show, if they include 3DS stuff, you're obviously also looking at Pokemon Sun and Moon, which is going to be, you know, it kind of feels like they're expecting Pokemon to carry them through the end of the year.
Which is kind of a bold move on their part.
It is, but I mean, let's be honest, it's their. I mean, honestly, even at times, probably depending on the Mario game, it's about as heavy hitter as they got.
Yeah,
So
which is why it seems like the Pokemon company is taking a risk with the movie. But
yeah,
um,
so it looks like it's going to be a heavy focus on Zelda. Probably splash in some, Sticker Star, not Sticker Star. God
damn.
no, people. Oh my gosh,
Stick
can you imagine Paper Mario Color Splash has been rebranded.
Sticker
Paper
Star
Mario.
2.
Yeah, Paper Mario Sticker Star 2.
Yeah, people throw up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Uh so I mean, obviously the first things you got to look at here is like, all right. So I bought the Wii U like I think a month after it came out.
Hmm.
Um I don't regret it because I've enjoyed the games I played on it. Um and heck, I still have a couple games I need to play on it. I have Xenoblade Chronicles X, Bayonetta 2, um, that I still haven't played. But I eventually want to get Star Fox Zero. Although IGN here gave it a 7 out of 7.5, which is like average. I
Yes,
don't know.
okay.
Yeah. Um. So I don't necessarily regret it. I think it's unfortunate that it's getting abandoned this quickly. But here's the thing. I think, and just I go on Reddit and stuff, and I look. A lot of people are upset. I mean, one, they're upset that Zelda's getting pushed back again because Zelda was supposed to come out last year, and now it's gotten pushed back all the way to spring of 2017. I mean, think about this. We're going to get to play Final Fantasy 15 before the new Zelda game,
Wow, who
which
would have
a
thought
year
that would
ago,
happen?
that sounded insane, right?
Pretty much.
Like this time last year, that was like, that's stupid.
Like yeah, this time last year, people were complaining about why 15 isn't out yet.
Yeah.
But now it's gonna shift focus toward the new Zelda
Mm-hmm.
because they want to do a multi-release to a new console,
Yeah. So,
which didn't end up too great for
yeah.
for Twilight Princess,
Yeah.
but
But to be fair, the Wii did well.
it did.
So overall, so here's the thing. I think that we have to look at.
Okay.
You know, it's it does feel it. I can understand why some people feel jaded, especially like the people who have been hardcore on the Wii U. Which I'd consider myself one of. It does seem to hurt a little bit that this console's going by the wayside already.
Hmm.
Um, but the reality is, Nintendo can't waste its time on a failed product.
Yeah, because technically, even if a product is rock solid, if it didn't make the sales numbers, that's a failed project.
And here's the reality. And I think this is what Nintendo's thought process is. So Sony's already sort of gone on and saying like they might be in it with a long haul for the PS4, right?
Yeah.
And then so Xbox maybe the same thing. Plus with their Windows 10 integration, maybe like they're shifting more to like a dual thing where Xbox is almost like a Steam box. It's like, oh, it's just a Windows 10 gaming machine.
Yeah.
You know, so with that, Nintendo might see the opportunity to come out with a console on a level playing field that they don't have to worry about it. Okay, we're like 2 or 3 years late to the party.
But we've had more time to do something about it rather
Yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
throwing our hat in the game when the hat doesn't fit us.
So the reality is, if they can, and from everything we've heard, it's stronger than a PS4. Well, current PS4, it'll might be weaker than whatever they have planned for the PlayStation 4 Neo, but um, so it's rumored to be stronger than the PS4 is currently.
Okay, so that's hell of a claim considering that that the only thing that the Wii U accomplished was a gamepad and then just HD resolution.
Yeah.
So that's a
So
hell
like,
that's a hell of a claim considering.
yeah. But so like I've said, it's like I get it. You're upset. But here's another thing I noticed people said, like, and I thought it was a really true comment, was that people were, just it was almost like they were treating it like what's happening here retroactively makes everything that was on the Wii U bad. Like, now Super Mario 3D World wasn't a good game because, oh, they're cutting the console's life short, or, oh, I supported the console early and now they're pulling out the rug from under it. Like, now all of a sudden these games weren't good enough.
No, because look, I don't know what set of stairs you fell down, but that's some turncoat shit.
Yeah, and
Because I would never turn my back on a game because of a console failure.
yeah,
Now from here, let me just say this: I love the Dreamcast, I
yeah,
still do, but that does not make any of the titles that made for it like bad. Like if I
yeah,
had a Dreamcast and Soul Calibur, I'd probably still be playing that shit.
yeah. Eh,
Honestly, just because you're sour grapes about it, that doesn't mean anything.
and it's like, and it's you know we have to understand is that if you really want, okay, so it's like, yeah, we get it, but if you really want Nintendo to succeed, this is something they just have to do. They have to move on from the Wii U, because unless this Zelda was marketed like so fantastically and hyped up insanely and it was just a masterpiece, there's no salvaging this system at this point. And even then, like, it probably wouldn't.
Because here's the thing: you would have to shell out one masterpiece after another
Yeah.
to boost the sale of this console.
Yeah.
And retroactively in present day, that's
Mm.
impossible.
Yeah. And so, you know, they they built themselves a nice nest egg with the Wii, the DS, and the 3DS. But like, they can't just, they can't rest on that forever. And like, I feel like that's what people thought. Well, all these other consoles were, so good. Like, when did the GameCube come out?
When did
I
the
don't even
game
remember.
when the okay, you know what? I'll search that one. When did the GameCube come out? Honestly, my one of my personal favorite Nintendo consoles besides the N64.
2001.
Oh, actually, fucking a long time ago.
So like, so what, the Wii last? I mean, the GameCube lasted what, 5 years?
Yeah, before the Wii came out. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Wii was
I
2006.
look like, again, like, retroactively, people are like, wow, there's a lot of good games on the GameCube, but comparison to the Xbox and the PS2, it did not perform that well.
No, but if right now you decided to break out a system and play it, you'd probably break out the GameCube.
Yeah, and like
Honestly, honestly for real, like
yeah,
I could have I could have right now, I can have the Xbox, the PS2 and the GameCube, and because the GameCube is so accessible, I'm going to be playing the GameCube because it has good games on it. The
Yeah.
fact that another console came out doesn't shame this console.
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't, I don't know where people are getting this in their heads that like,
yeah. And it's just like the reality is like Nintendo's done this before. They've seen, okay, we have to move on, you know, and they gave us the Wii, and the Wii was their most successful console ever.
look at it like this. You could be a wrestling fan right now.
Yeah, yeah, no, right?
Now
Um,
that's a different carton of eggs, but still.
yeah.
But if you're a
So
wrestling fan, I don't know how I don't know how to feel about you right now. But
yeah, it sucks that the Wii U is going by the wayside, and I'm a little confused as to what to do because like I don't know, like, am I going to be able to transfer Wii U stuff? Is the NX going to be, is there going to be like some cross compatibility like with like virtual console things? There's a lot to wonder. There's a lot Nintendo does need to reveal about this, but the reality is if this console has the specs that allows them to get back in the game with third party support, and if that's what if people need to say, okay, I need to just be able to buy the Nintendo console and not have to worry about like, oh, I have to buy another console because Nintendo's not getting Call of Duty or whatever.
but
So
why would you put Call of Duty on those? That's not honestly to me, considering I'm normally what you would call a hardcore FPS player,
yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, I'm
that
not.
doesn't belong there to me. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I understand that. Most when you think Nintendo, like you think Mario, Zelda,
no, I mean there
Kirby.
are a few violent titles that I think of when
Oh yeah, but I mean, like,
Ju-on the Grudge with his shitty
yeah,
controls, but
but
um,
I think the reality is like
look, it
they need
things.
a system that, at the very least, is enticing to third parties to work with to say, oh wow, we don't have to go out of our way to make this our game work on your system, or hey, this actually has a decent player base,
I mean,
so
but then
we can
again,
make
like,
money.
yeah, I guess in a way, like Nintendo's biggest like I don't want to say this is a drawback, but their draw was like family.
Yeah,
So I mean I'm not saying that's kryptonite, but in a way, the kryptonite was it made it harder for publishers to work with them
yeah.
because
And
they were setting standards that weren't exactly reasonable.
and I think they set up the I don't think they gave a because of the large, player base they established with the Wii that probably had a lot of casual gamers,
Yeah,
families and whatnot. They didn't give enough on the Wii U to make people say, "Hey, I want a new one." And for some people, it was just a matter of, "Oh, so it's just a gamepad." Like they
yeah.
didn't understand it was a whole different system. Um, so I mean, like, it's rough, and like, I mean, I'm disappointed Zelda's not coming out until March, but the reality is, it's probably this much time to work on it. You know, I trust Nintendo for the. I think the game's going to be great. I just, it does suck, to put a lot into this console, and realize that Nintendo has to give up on it
I mean,
because like. But I mean, that's just reality. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not going to hold it against them.
well, yeah, because because if you think about it, like we know. I mean, a lot of us casual people. I guess that word casual is very loose at this point.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what really happens in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
Like it's hella cutthroat, you know.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's like so like over the last few years, like a lot of gaming companies shut down. That's how just because maybe they didn't because you have to have a return.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, and,
because
and just
if you
and
think
look at all
about
the
it,
like the shakeups that happen. KG Inafune is not with Capcom anymore. what's his name's not with Konami anymore.
Yeah, Kojima.
Kojima's not with Konami anymore. It's like this this business is like you think gaming, you think, oh, it's just a bunch of nerds, but it's like it's a cutthroat business. It's no different than any other form of business you can think of.
Yeah, it's called a fucking business.
Exactly.
Okay, it's not fun and games just because they're giving you those.
Yeah.
You could be making a game one day, and then now just you could be making a game and living in a living in a nice area, but next thing you know, you're living in your car.
Yeah.
That it. I mean, then again, that's true for every job, but
Yeah. I think the only thing that worries me is that like even if the NX like gets the virtual console library right away and like I can just transfer over all my titles and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like last time with the Wii, that meant I couldn't trade my Wii in towards it because, or if I did, I couldn't get any of my stuff off of it.
yeah,
So like I can't like I'm not gonna be able to I might not be able to trade in my Wii U towards an NX.
yeah,
To transfer all my stuff. Or if it's not, dude, I have so many virtual console games and other downloaded titles on that thing. Like I'm not just gonna get rid of it. Like I
yeah.
have a lot
Because
of
if you
stuff on
put
there
if you
that I want to play.
look, here's the thing. It's like in true standard, if you've put money into this thing,
Mm.
you're in it for the long haul.
Yeah,
Whether or not you've been disappointed or not, you put money into this thing. So I don't know why you're like honestly, like I don't mean to sound like I don't mean to sound like a dick, but just because they're not making you as a person happy,
yeah,
you did these things because that's what you wanted to do. They don't do these things because that you'll hope you'll adhere to your standards. They have to adhere to their own standards.
yeah. And it's
They
like,
have to move on somehow.
unfortunately, this business is not a situation where they can say, well, we only have 15 million people that bought the console. Let's just work really hard to make those 15 million people happy. No, that is gonna, eventually that's gonna drain them because they're not gonna be able to get the returns they need.
No, because they want, instead of having just 15 million people, maybe like at the end of the year they have 20 million people like having their console.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's in the end it's about the numbers.
Yeah,
Okay, it's about the numbers. It's the same with movies. They have these huge budgets, but if they don't make a return, it's a failed project. It's the same for everything. So I mean,
yeah. I mean, like I, say you got a movie theater that's really close to your house,
which I do.
and which I do too, and
Mine's
it's like,
mine's basically down the street though.
and mine's like a little, it's pretty much down the street too, but not as close as yours.
Yeah, mine's like
Um,
a minute away. We're having a
so
competition
like,
now.
say I know, no, well, mine's closer, well, mine's cooler anyway. Uh, so say you go there, your family goes there, you have a couple friends and neighbors that go there, but if they move to a different part of town, and maybe it's all in the way on the other side of town, or maybe it's the next town over, if they move positions, they're going to do way more business there. Are you going to stop going there because, or do you want them to go bankrupt, just because, well, I go here, so isn't that good enough for you? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I know exactly what you mean.
it's not like they're your significant other and they're cheating on you. Like they're business and
Yeah,
they
it's
have,
like it's like
ultimately they have to turn a profit.
it's like how people feel about exclusivity. It's like you have us. Why do you have to It's like, oh, like how it's like how a lot of Final Fantasy fan base how the Final Fantasy fan base
Yeah,
thought about the moving to sharing that
yeah,
that space with Xbox with with Microsoft.
yeah.
It's like,
How dare Square put put RPGs on Xbox consoles. It's
Yeah,
like,
because
wow.
it's
They
like,
didn't even they didn't even start on PlayStation consoles. They started on Nintendo consoles. Why don't you calm down?
yeah. So I mean, look at it like that. They weren't, they weren't your first choice.
Yeah, just
What?
calm down.
No, wait, you weren't their first choice. Sorry, that was
Exactly.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, technically, you know, for the most part, it's not as black and white as everyone's looking at it as. So,
Yeah.
let's just say it could be worse. It could be Duke Nukem. Okay?
Yeah.
You could wait another 6 years for this. Now, I
Yeah.
always look at it like that. If it comes out it comes out soon. Well, it's because then again, if you think about it, if it comes out sooner but never, if it comes out sooner than never, then that's basically Duke Nukem. But
Yeah.
I didn't like Duke Nukem anyway. Um,
But I mean, so that's what's going on with the NX.
Look at it
So,
like this: if once E3 rolls around, I'll be happy just to hear about the new Zelda
yeah, I mean, don't get me, and trust
because
me,
they've had such a tight butthole about it.
we'll have tons of casts to do then
Of course.
when E3 comes out. I guess we could do one about each company, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I still can't believe I'm gonna get to play Final Fantasy 15 before the new Zelda. That's insane to me, but all right, Hey, well, hey, on the bright side, I
Excuse me.
have 11 months to save up for the next Nintendo console.
Oh yeah. Which I'm
So
probably not gonna get like for a long time,
yeah.
as opposed to myself because, you know,
We'll see. We'll see how much it is. If it's like $4.99, it's like I'll just get Zelda on the Wii U.
yeah, you're gonna turn into the Neo Geo where like, this was the 1990s and you want us to pay $500 for a fucking console. You're fucking stupid.
Bro, come on, the Jaguar. It's 64-bit.
Oh yeah. All right. So, with that said, like, comment, subscribe.
Let us know. Do you feel betrayed,
Do you feel betrayed?
or do you understand, or do you feel like I get it. They have to move on because the console's just not doing it for them. They can't rely on the 3DS forever.
Yeah, because you don't. That's not so. I mean, even though that's what the Japanese domestic market is right now, is mobile titles.
Yeah,
But that's not so great out here. So they have to do something. So that said, like, comment, subscribe once again. We'll hope to see you again.
yeah.
Root
Let
through
us
our
know.
banter. Tell us how you feel. Wipe those tears. We'll
Wipe
be
those
back.
tears.
Wipe those tears.
You get to play Zelda one day.
Peace out.